Girl Key, I'm back in the video, and say this Thursday we are going to be doing a picks and prediction on the Night of Champions, which is this Saturday. And honestly, I'm quite excited for this match. It's a full card. I can always appreciate a full card. Like, don't be nitpicking, giving me only 3 matches now or 4 matches. Give me everything you can give. First, we're going to talk about Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Now, we've seen this match happen, and they've been going back and forth for a while now. So I think they're going to reach a interesting part of their feud. I will say that there is opportunity for Bronson Reed to make his return, considering the fact that it's really only Austin Theory that is able to really interfere in a match or have something to or could do something in the match. And they took a L. They took an L Monday. So I just think that they're at an interesting place. So it'll be nice to shake something up. I will say Seth Rollins is never a competitor you really want to bet against. But if the situation is made out for it, I think Braun Breaker most definitely is going to take the win. But if there is no shenanigans, Seth Rollins is really going to pack up the Judgment Day. And step 1 was the Street Profits getting those tag team titles. So if that happens, give it up for them, because I'm done with the Division, which I ain't gonna lie. I know that you guys know that I've been done with the Division for a while now. So there's not gonna be any love lost to see these guys to at least take a break from one another and do something else. But I doubt that's gonna happen. Now, there is a very interesting thing we see here. We're seeing both of the United States Championships being defended at Night of Champions, which excites me greatly. Because I think the United States Championship is one of those titles that gets just gets overlooked sometimes. I mean, the IC Championship is the IC Championship. So even though it's a mid-card, it has a lot of weight to it. So seeing both of the US Championships being defended is pretty cool. I'm going to start off with Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. They've gotten to the point where this is a championship match, but I think that there was a missed opportunity with a rematch versus Tiffany for the women's championship. So I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't be upset if Jade Cargill won this one, because I think that whenever you win a title match and then you don't have a rematch with someone and it's your first time competing against them, it's always that thought, like, okay, was this a fluke? Can you really get one over on this person again, or was this a one-time deal? So I really think for somebody just building up on their career, like Jade Cargill, she's been in this wrestling industry for a while now. But at the same time, when she won her title against Tiffany Stratton, it was earlier on in her WWE career as a singles competitor, because she was working tag team for a long time when she first came in. So the fact that she didn't get that rematch opportunity, to me, still left the door open. So now we're gonna touch back on that in this match, and hopefully Jade is able to get one off, or even like maybe they're gonna do it again and she is able to do it. But hopefully sooner rather than later, she's able to get a championship win off Tiffany Stratton again to just establish that for herself. That's just how I be looking at things, and I am seeing this match, so I'm going for Jade. I really am. Why not? Although she did not make any friends with messing with Charlotte Flair, so that scares me. I think that could have a play. I know that a lot of times whenever I talk about PLEs, I'm always commenting like there could be interference, because every PLE has interference now. Like, I have to put it in somewhere, and for a lot of times there's a lot of room for interferences to take place. So I'm never going to say, nah, man, it's going to be a clean match for all of these matches. No. If there's room for interference, I'm going to comment there's a possible interference that I could see happening. The next U.S. title defense would be Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints. Now, I like Trick as champion, so I'm gonna go for Trick Williams. Period, point blank. I still am saying SummerSlam, let's have Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, and Ricky Saints have a triple threat match, because these guys have really done something, and they have something very special. So imagine if we're seeing it and all of them are in the match. It'd be pretty cool. But Trick Williams, he gotta, I need to see him win. He doesn't need to lose. So I'm just leave it at that. What Ricky gotta lose? None. Trick. He has a reputation to uphold. So one-on-one match, he kind of gotta win that. Now, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn is a match that was set. And honestly, I think I'd be lying if I said that I didn't see this coming, but I'm gonna need Gunther to win this one. I don't want y'all to think that I am betting against the golden child, like without any real thought. But I want to say this. I don't really want to see Cody Rhodes mixed up with anything bloodline related. I'm gonna be honest. And I want to be honest again. If Obafemi wins, I have doubts on if they would really have Obafemi win a match against Cody Rhodes. I do. I have those doubts. So I really just think that I want Gunther to win. Gunther has been taking L's for a while, so Gunther is Gunther. And I think the WWE Universe needs to be reminded of that fact. Sami Zayn, respectfully, I don't see the landscape being ready for Sami Zayn being a world champion. And I don't know if they've missed that opportunity, but currently he is in a perfect spot for whatever they plan on doing with him. It wouldn't be the greatest idea to make him world champion. It really wouldn't. There's no, that's the best thing I could say about that. So the two people that I'm saying, okay, champions, I want it to be Gunther. Now for the Queen of the Ring, what we've been building up for Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. I said in my previous video about how I feel like it had been a little lazy to put Io Sky in a match with Rhea Ripley, and then overlooking the fact that Liv Morgan is champion, not realizing that if Io wins, she'd be facing Liv Morgan again. That's on me. That's my bad. But again, to me that just screams like, I don't want to say it's lazy, but it's not as imaginative. And the women's locker room is full of amazing competitors. So for us to really do a match 2 times in a row, it's kind of great. It's kind of crazy to me. It's kind of crazy to me. And yes, sure. It's been some time since we saw Rhea versus Io, so it wouldn't be a bad one either. That's true. I just think that this is I don't want to say a lose-lose situation, because they are amazing wrestlers, but in terms of wanting something different, in terms of, kind of surprising everybody, bringing something fresh, in terms of catching people for a surprise, this is a lose-lose situation, even though it's not a lose-lose situation, because to be honest, Liv Morgan and Io Sky they just don't have it, and they don't have enough of that grit against each other to where I could see this 2 times. And honestly, I could be 100% so wrong when I could be wrong by Saturday. I could be 100% wrong in saying that, because who knows? I think that there is going to be still a lot of time between SummerSlam and then now to where we could have a new champion. I just don't know if that would be pretty cool for Liv Morgan either, for her to have 0 defenses and then the first defense, that's when she loses. That sucks to me. That's a sucky situation to be put in. So that's why I'm not kind of booking in my head like she's losing a title soon, because that sucks 100%. And I'm not even always rooting for Liv Morgan, but geesh, I'd hate to be in that situation. But like, I don't know. I just think that the fact that there is a champion in a tournament like this, it wasn't the best idea to me. But who knows? After it's all said and done, I could be saying, you know what, guys, I was wrong. You know, this was amazing. The best idea ever. I just would love if women's wrestling had more opportunities to where, even if this was a bust, which of course with these competitors it would never be a bust, that because there's so much going on for women's wrestling, it wouldn't really matter. Like the same thing with like how we feel, how it could be for men's wrestling. Like if we see something like that happens before, we're like, okay, that's fine, because there's other avenues, other time and opportunity for the men in comparison than the women's. So I can't say I'm the most excited for this, but for Liv Morgan, it'd be pretty cool for her, just because she's been in this spot before, you know. She's been in a spot before where she's had a big moment in Saudi. So who knows? Honestly, if Liv Morgan does win, I think it'll be unseen territory, to where it would be pretty cool. If I'm gonna be real, I guess it would be pretty cool if if that were to happen, because we haven't seen it before. We haven't experienced that, but in the meantime, there needs to be another program on the level of main event when it comes to the women side, if we're gonna have our world champion tied up with the other world champion. Now, Jey Uso versus Obafemi for the King of the Ring tournament. This is another match where I can see going 2 different ways, with a interference, just because Oba still has that open door with Brock Lesnar, and we haven't heard anything from Brock, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he makes a appearance at Saudi to get get Oba off his game, if that's actively interfering or if that's just being there. I could see him trying to get Oba off his game. And honestly, everybody is kind of betting against Jey Uso, and whenever we've seen this multiple times, when people are betting against Jey Uso because he's in a hard place where you have somebody of grandeur like freaking Gunther, and Royal Rumble with John Cena in it. There's been times where we would just be like, oh, it's an obvious pick, and then the obvious pick is not winning, it's Jey Uso. So I can't bet against freaking Jey Uso. I don't think anybody can at this point. So I ain't gonna lie, it might be Jey winning. I know that that's not what people want to hear, but it's probably gonna be Jey winning. And to me, that is why I say have it be Gunther who wins that title. Have it be Gunther, meaning Jey Uso at SummerSlam. And at SummerSlam, I want Gunther to get his lick back. Honestly, get your lick back, bruh. I don't really care. I don't care how it looks and how it works. Gunther gets his lick back at SummerSlam, and that ends the conversation and ends the chance of you tapping out. Because who cares? At that point, who would then care? But that's just my opinions. Those are my thoughts, and some y'all might agree with, so you guys might not. But let me know how you guys feel about Night of Champions, how you guys are looking forward or not looking forward to Saturday. But Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.